Here we go with another one. We got Leela Chess 0 versus Stoofvlees. This is a 15-minute plus 3-second increment game, rapid game. Let's see what happened. Crazy one. As always, that's what you get with these engines, right? D4, knight f6. Knight f3, and then g6. So what do you think you're going to see next, right? The c4 move usually. Usually you see c4 or knight c3. Wow, a move you're not used to seeing many times. Doesn't happen a lot. But very, very cool way to transpose into many type of perk positions or Pierce, if you want to say it correctly there, right? And then also you have some strange Joe Bava Londons that can come out of this as well. And after D5, that's exactly what we see here is the Joe Bava London by transposition. Usually the knight is not on F3 yet, but it can be, which is also Joe Bava London is also known as the Shigorin variation, putting the knight here and bishop to f4 and d4. But in this situation, I mean, it's kind of cool. I'm a fan of the Joe Bava London myself. And after bishop f4, you see the c6 move with queen to d2, a deterrent of bishop g7, because if you put the bishop g7, we're going to play bishop h6 as soon as you put the bishop on g7. Maybe not all the times. A lot of times you would castle, play h4 and h5, and just literally go for mate. Very fun opening. After queen to d2, you see bishop to f5. And after bishop to f5, an early knight to e5 here. Now this is about 50 moves here. These games are never like super short because they're super strong engines. So after knight to e5, this move says that I'm going to play moves like f3 and g4. Yes, f3. I know fine go tripping, but f3 and g4 or e4 is usually the key here, especially with this knight here and it helping us bolster g4, which helps us get this huge kingside attack. Knight e5, knight f to d7, saying not today. You are not about to get me with all that craziness. And f3 still happens. Now that you remove the knight from f6, we can now play e4, which is even stronger if we can get e4 and g4 in. Bishop g7 didn't stop us, couldn't really stop us. So we play e4. That's what we wanted to play in the first place. After e4, bishop to e6, right? Then a light trade here on d7. Trade, 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 trade. Okay, then we have this position. This is a total mix up of the Joe Bava London and a few other openings, it feels like, because after c takes d5, we have the Joe Bava London move that we would say here is knight to b5, which attacks c7. If you put, well, rook c8, we're actually going to take on a7, right? So knight c7 is a pretty strong move with a nice check there, pretty annoying. So black castles and gets out the way. And now, right, if you look at this position, what do you actually do? Do you castle? Do you still bring the knight to c7 and take on e6? Right, did we play bishop d3, maybe try to cancel kingside, abandon the queenside attack, or kingside attack? What do? White to move. Here it is, right? In fact, Leela Chess 0 says, you know I like h4. You know I like h4. Come on now, you know me. I'm Leela Chess 0, you know I love to mate, and I love to push this h-pawn up the board. So h4, absolutely. h4 for the score, h5, and we lie. Big boy stuff here. So after h4, queen b6. Putting a little bit of pressure, can't absolutely take it, obviously, can't take it, right? But a6 is going to be annoying, and there's also some queen takes d4 in there, also queen takes b2. So castle queen side, really rectifying and stopping all of that. Now this is defended, and I can move my knight if I'm kicked. Rook a to c8, where it's about to get a little bit crazy, right? When you castle on opposite sides, whoever gets to the king first is going to win. Remember this, write it down, play it back as many times as you need to, right? Whoever gets to the king first is going to win. So let's see what happens. Rook a to c8, h5. And we live. Time to open up shop, big fella. But we don't have enough pieces yet to mate. But it looks good for white. h5, rook c6. Trying to dub on the bub. Double up on the bubble up here. We're about to hit him with the double. So he says, not today. This knight's kind of crazy anyway. It's done its job. Let's go back here. Knight on the rim is dim, but in this case, it's defending. Rook f to c8. Whoa, always play king b1. Should we play king b1 right now? g4 first. g4 first says Leela Chess 0. g4, right, is really nothing yet. You can't stop me. You're not going to sack right here. So a6, right, maybe we're going to see some b5 action, maybe after moving a queen and trying to play b4 or something. a6, c3. After queen a5, you have to move your king or maybe like the knight, but the knight is blocking this. So king b1. Okay, king b1 happens. We feel like we're out of the woods. We feel like everything's just fine here as white. You know, we're like a moment's notice away from swinging queen h2 or bishop h6 and taking and like mating. Until black does this move right here. Rook takes c3. Oh my goodness. Wait a second. Did I just lose? What just happened? I didn't expect that. You didn't expect that. Rook takes c3. Wow, it's on the board. And now, after sacrificing the rook, well, we actually sacrificed it for an exchange. So we're not down a full rook. We're just down an exchange with some type of attack. I mean, this is quite scary. So after queen takes a3, rook c1. We need to defend at all costs. Knight to b6, threatening knight a4 or sometimes c4, but we're going to chop that boy as soon as it gets there. Knight to b6, queen to b2, trade him off. Please get him off the board because there's a lot going on. So after queen to b2, there was queen a5. Queen a5, bishop d2, defending the pawn here. And after defending of the pawn, we have rook to c6. Right, so there's still some knight c4 or a4 action with rook b6 coming into play. That's going to be quite scary for you. So the king moves out of the way to a1. Knight a4 indeed does happen. And now what do you do about your queen, chat? What do you actually do about your queen? Here it is, right? We actually take the queen, we pick it up, and we take. Queen takes b7. We don't care about none of that. Mate me if you can, right? What's the movie? Catch me if you can, right? Catch me if you can. Queen takes b7, right? And then knight takes c3. So what do we do in this position? Stop, think a little bit. This is getting crazy. There's mate on a2, right? So watch what you do. Okay, this knight is pinned, but are we going to take this? We're not going to take the rook, obviously, because there's mate on a2. So what do we do about this? After knight takes c3, here it is. I hope you're ready for it. Here it is. 1, 2, 3. Bam! Rook takes c3. That's for me. And it's like, wait, he just takes it back. And I mean, like, what is this? What did I get out of this? Well, hold on. Hold on. In fact, you find the move. White to move here. What do you do in this position? Okay, guys, here's the move. The move here is queen to b8 check. Right? Simple check. If rook to c8, we're going to take that rook. And then we're going to take the queen. If bishop to f8, right, you actually have queen to b2 to defend. Or actually, sorry, well, defending c1, but also attacking this by a lot. By a lot. No way you're getting out of that. Right, so, okay, here we go. After queen b8 check, there was bishop to c8, blocking the check. After the check is blocked, this is a wild position. Do we move the queen back to b2? Do we, move the bishop up? Like, what do you do about this, guys? Also, think about this. Bishop takes d4 is a moment's notice away. Do you take here? I mean, this looks kind of murky, doesn't it? Do you even have a move here? Do you even have a move? White to move. What do you think? Do you even have a move? Of course we have a move. Because it's Leela Chess 0. Here it is. Bishop c4 for the score. I hope you was ready for that. Look at this move. Bishop c4. Blocks the connection of the defense. So you take with the rook. Well, come on now. I mean, this is easy. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is a family channel. So pawn takes, though, and we'll take on c8 and then make the bishop go back to f8. What? Insane. Insane that this is even a move. Bishop c4. What an absolute move, bro. That was sweet. Queen to d8. Right, defending the bishop said, oh, you really about that life. Excuse me. Sorry. So after queen d8, bishop takes c3, and we looking great. After d takes c4, we up. We totally up, right? We still have the exchange, but there's still work to do. Queen to f4, defending the d4 pawn. h6, making some extra luft for the king here, or luft if you want to call it that. H takes g, f takes g, and then rook to b1. What are we saying? Rook to the open file with a smile. Right, we're going for the pin for the win here and all that other good stuff. After rook to b1, a5. Rook b8 couldn't even stop me. And then after a4, I mean, it just became quite simple and quite easy. Now, the king actually moved out of here, didn't want to be locked in. So after king b2, a3. And then instead of taking it and allowing some counterplay, king to c1, stepping out of the way. With queen to d7 to get off of the back rank here. After queen d7, look at this beautiful move here. Rook to a8. Like, wow, rook a8. And it doesn't matter if you go king h7 anyway, because queen b8 is still a move here. The intention is to put the queen on b8, right? And really pin this, pin and win. Even if the king moves, you could still do the same thing, queen b8. And the engine even says queen f7 is even better, which is nuts. So, all right, after rook a8, h5, right? The inevitable is going to happen. It's inevitable is going to happen. You're losing this game. After h5, queen b8, and we great. And we about to go up a piece. Because Leela Chess 0 is a beast. King h7, snap those, and then after queen d5, first off, take stock. We up a full piece, a full rook, but the king is a little shaky, a little scary. You got to watch out. There could be some mating threats if you act crazy here. But we see g takes h5 because we're trying to get to this king quickly, right? And then queen takes f3, and the rest is history. H takes g6, king h6, not allowing any more checks, but steps right into one after bishop d2. Right, always check. It might be made if you heard that before. And sometimes it's true, sometimes it's not. Queen check. Right, another check. King h7, another check. Another check. Right. E6. Another check. King F7. Another check. Bishop F6. Come on now. Bishop F6. This is game over, guys. This one's a wrap. Queen takes F6. King G4. Queen G5. King H3. Can you find the next move? Come on, quickly. Quickly. Puzzle rush. Puzzle rush. Here it is. Yeah, that's right. You said it. That's great, great job. Rook H6 check. And then after Queen H5, mate. Rook takes H5. GG, start a new one. That was a sweet game, right? Sweet game. A little bit of attacking on both sides. It was very swashbuckling. Lots of play for both. Double edge. Black sacked the rook in a way. Got the an exchange, really. Got it back, but White was able to keep the pressure up and go on to win this game. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you like this one, make sure you check the next one right above me, guys. So don't go anywhere. Click that next video. Click that next one, and we're going to see you guys on the next video.